Give us variety. That's the call this afternoon from patrons of Government's Planting for Food and Jobs market as it makes a stop at Circle of Brassport. The market, which has been running for nearly 2 weeks, has been dominated by plantain and rice, but patrons want cocoyam, cassava, amongst other foodstuff to be introduced as well. Michael Papaniashale spoke to some of the patrons earlier today.
This will actually be the first time Government's PFJ market is coming to Cycle and its environs. Currently we are at a Brassport where individuals are coming here now in their numbers. The news is just getting out that the market is not ready to sell, and so many people are here in a frenzy bargaining to get a good price of what ordinarily they also been getting on the market. Let me paint a very good picture of what exactly is happening now before we talk to some of the patrons here. So this is a vehicle that just came here. You can see that we are loading the entire vehicle. It tells you probably how good the price it is and how much they are getting it. Probably it's a good price. So the entire vehicle, it's only the driver's seat and one passenger seat that has been left here. The entire vehicle is now full of bunches of plantain, all from Government's PFJ market here. So please, whose items are those? How much did all of that cost you?
Almost 500 cedis.
500 Ghana cedis. But why did you buy so much?
We use it for a restaurant.
I see.
Yes.
But is it just for you?
No, it's for a corporate business.
It's a corporate business. What are you going to use it for?
It's for a restaurant.
A restaurant?
Yes.
Why do you find it prudent to come and buy from this particular market, not the regular market?
This is an opportunity for you to grab, so you just have to be here and just have it for yourself.
Quickly, would you say it's cheaper here or it's more expensive here?
Okay, so to speak the truth, it's cheaper. Very cheaper.
If you compare the price, what are you talking about? How cheap is it?
Much cheaper. Yeah.
Listen, what's your name?
Felix.
Felix, okay, great. Felix, thank you very much. So Felix says they are from a restaurant. They thought it prudent to rather buy from here. I mean, it's worse. The plantain here is much cheaper than what you ordinarily find on the market here. So there are more people coming in who are hoping to buy from Government's PFJ market here. Again, we should put across that the security here to try to protect the women. Over the days that they've been doing this, there's been mad rush for the plantain, and many people have been harassing the women that have been selling the plantain here. Let me try and find out from some of those who have come to this market to buy on what their expectations. Does this meet the expectation? Are you here to buy?
Yeah.
Well, what have you bought so far?
You said?
What have you bought so far?
Oh, this is mine.
How much did that cost you?
I think 75 cedis for 5.
Wow. So you bought 5 bunches?
Yeah.
And that's 75 Ghana cedis. Why buy so much?
It's for me and my friends.
Why did they ask you to buy for them?
Yeah, they asked me to buy for them.
Why are you buying from this particular market?
Why am I buying these from not from market to this place? I think this is far better than the market.
When you talk about far better, I mean how? Quantify it.
But because you can get this one. When you go to the market, you can get this one as 30 cedis. But here is 50 cedis, so it's good.
That's half the price.
Yeah.
I see.
So I would advise everyone to come here to come and buy.
Okay. So, person, what are you going to use yours for?
I'm going to use it for red plantain for my children. Yes, we are going to eat it in the house.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So finally, though, some other people have made a concern that why only plantain? If government can sell it this cheap, that it should be introducing some more other variety to just plantain.
Yeah, we think it's not only the plantain they will sell. If they brought more goods than more with the plantain, it's okay.
So what are you expecting when you talk about more goods? Which other ones are you expecting?
You see, now we cannot buy rice because exporting rice to Ghana cost a lot, because some are selling, last price you will get is 80 cedis. But when we have local rice, I think 50, 60, we can buy local rice.
I see. Now, apart from the local rice, what else are you looking into?
And I think maize, because these are 3 things we usually eat more in Ghana. Banku, fufui, and rice. Yeah.
Great. What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah Neti.
Okay, Sarah, thank you very much. Yeah, so we just spoke to Sarah, and she's much elated to buy from government's market here. But again, the call for some more variety to be added to what is sold here. She says rice, if added, will help this particular situation much better. Before I wrap up, let me speak to just a handful of other individuals who are also here to buy and see what is in for them here. I see that you've bought a lot. How much have you bought so far?
I've bought like 6.
6 bunches. How much did that cost you?
It's now up to 50 cedis.
Wow, is that not cheating the woman? Because only you would have bought that like 3 times the price on the market.
It's actually the price I came to meet here, and it's cool, so I need to take advantage of it.
But why are you buying so much?
Okay, I'm buying some for my household too.
I see. So compare the price you are getting here to that on the market. I mean, how much do you save on every bunch that you're buying?
Okay, the last time I bought some at the market for 70 cedis. So by far I can say I've saved a lot.
Let me thank you very much. I didn't get your name.
Rosina.
Thank you very much, Rosina. So Rosina has been buying a lot since morning here. She tells me she's making a lot of savings by deciding to come to this market. Let me find some of the market women finally on what is happening here, how soon they hope to finish this. And one of the big questions, where is this plantain from? Whose market is this plantain coming from? The lady here is in charge of the bunch that is here. It's in different categories. The one here is 25 cedis, if I'm not mistaken. The one in your short is 20 Ghana cedis, and the others are 15 and 10 Ghana cedis here. Well, they tell me they have to weigh it to determine which category it will fall on. But let me ask you quickly, how soon is this going to finish?
Oh, maybe by 12.
By 12, and it's around 10, so 2 hours to go and it will be finished.
Yes.
Wow. But there's a question on the minds of people. Where are these plantain from?
Begro. Okay. Begro. Tomorrow ones will come from Seshi, yours.
But whose farms are these coming from? Because the market women also complain that they go and get it from the same farms I want to believe that you're getting them from. But they have to sell it at a higher cost than what is being sold here.
Oh, the thing is, this one is from Ministry of Agric. He is the one supporting it so that everyone can buy. So they can't compare the Ministry for Agric to their own. It can't be possible. You go straight to the farm and brought it here. They too, they will buy it, transit until they will be here. But we will go straight to the farm and buy it and bring it here.
I didn't get your name.
Baby from Trobo constituency.
Baby, thank you very much. Yeah. So these are some reactions from the PFJ market at the Obra spot. Many more people continue to come in, and there's a queue that is already building up whilst the news travels that the market is now at Obra spot, much closer to some other people who wanted it closer to them. But the concern is that when is government going to be adding some more variety to the plantain that is selling here? Well, government has already responded, says is working assiduously to get some more other food items onto this particular market.
And my colleague Michael Niashali getting the latest on the Planting for Food and Jobs market. Isa Al-Hassan Ridwan is press secretary to the Minister for Agriculture. Joins us via Zoom now. Dr. Charles Nyaba is head of programs and advocacy at the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. I just want to find out from you, Isa, if you're going to yield to the calls and demands that you add varieties and not just the plantain and rice that we're seeing on display. Have you made arrangements for that yet?
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Good afternoon to your lovely viewers. Yes, rather, if you have followed the market since last 2 weeks, you will have realized that it's not only plantain or rice that we are doing right now. We've added yam and vegetable oil, local made vegetable oil. Aside that, there are other agro-processing goods that are also here. You have gari, you have shito, you have pako shito, and other varieties that can be used in your house on a daily basis. So we've not limited ourselves to rice and plantain at all.
And are you beginning to put costs to what is going on in terms of how much sales you've made, what kind of savings you're doing for the average Ghanaian taxpayer? Are you beginning to put figures to it, just to give us a sense of how much progress you've made with the Planting for Food and Jobs market?
Okay, so I've heard a lot of people asking us about costs and all that, profit, benefit, and all that. Before you can come to join us in this trading, one of the conditions that you have to fulfill is that you should make sure that the product that you are bringing to the ministry
Ridwan, it appears that we're having some challenges hearing Ridwan or having a stable connection. Ridwan, we lost you briefly. If you could just take the points for us again so we can get that clearly. Ridwan? Okay, looks like we've lost Ridwan. Dr. Nyabat, so there you have it, government indicating that they will be adding varieties. But how sustainable, in your view, will this be?
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to the listeners and then your colleagues. I think your question is the same question that we keep asking. How sustainable will this be? How long is this going to take? Why are we limiting the commodities to only plantain and yam, and yet we call it a PFJ market? I'm a bit confused why we have to call this PFJ market, because we are key actors in the PFJ program, and the commodities that the program supports are maize, rice, soybeans, sorghum, cowpea, tomato, pepper, onions, cabbage, cucumber, lettuce, and then carrot. So if you look at plantain and yam, it is not one of the commodities that PFJ helps. So I don't know why we left those commodities that PFJ invests a lot. Okay, if you take maize, for instance, government has put a lot of money to support maize farmers in the areas of access to seeds and fertilizer to produce. If you take soybeans, government put a lot of money to support soybean farmers. If you take rice, government put a lot of money to support rice farmers. These are staple foods that every Ghanaian would have consumed at least 2 or 3 times within the week. Plantain are consumed by some few families. It's not every day. So it is good for government to show that these commodities are abundant in the rural communities, but it would have helped more, as you can hear from the consumers, if those commodities that government are supporting under the PFJ, where those that government will take lead and bring them to the market. There are a lot of people who are calling us to bring them maize and rice. You go to the producing areas and the prices are so high because of the cost of production in this year. Apart from the production costs, if you look at the cost of bringing those commodities to the urban areas, there is no way any other business person, including the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, would have been able to bring them to break even if they are not using government subsidy to bring them. So we talked about the price of plantain being higher by the market women compared to what the Ministry of Food and Agric is bringing. We need to ask of the factors. Why are those commodities higher than what the Ministry of Food and Agric is bringing? It's because of continuous increase in transport fares. So before they get them to Accra, obviously, if you add the transport cost, it will be higher. So for us, we are not too comfortable with government distorting the market or distorting the value chain. If government want to support to bring the price down, they should subsidize the transport costs for the chain actors to bring them. When you do that, in the event the government is not even there, we will still continue. So are we now pushing these women out of business? So it's a question that we are not too comfortable with. And the press secretary was talking, Mr. Isa, who is also my good friend. If you look at the pillars of PFG, the fifth pillar is market support, which is trying to strengthen the market to engage with producers. So if the government is not taking the role of market actors, what happened? Will government continue with this trend? So for us, we think that government need to actually have a second look of the approach. But we do not think that this option is the best to go in terms of sustainability.
Isa, let me put that to you. The question as to where we're putting our monies. It's mostly into, I guess, cereals and grains. For instance, you have rice and, other areas, maize that we're funding in terms of the Planting for Food and Jobs. So why shift focus onto plantain, for instance, which is not a priority for this government policy?
A priority. The question is about what the people want to feed on. And I agree with Nyamba, yes. Maize, rice, grains are the major foodstuff that PFJ had invested in. Yes, the plan to introduce maize is on the line. It's seriously being considered. And I'm very sure that by next week, when the consignment move from Techiman to Accra, we would find maize in there. Secondly, I shudder to think, we have said this time and time again that government is not directly investing in this project. Very soon, we will have the people who supply these items straight from the farm gate to Accra coming to speak. What we have done as a ministry is not to take the market off the market women. Like we have said, government has no business in selling, ministry has no business selling food to people. But we are doing this as an emergency measure and to make a point that, look, the food are available. Look, we are talking about food that people are complaining about its high cost. I certainly do not think that maize certainly is one of them, especially when it comes to the big feed. And that's how come we were prioritizing certain food items. But of course, we keep on getting calls from people that we should add more food items to it. And that's exactly what we are doing. So I can assure you, it's not only maize that we are considering. We are considering beans, gari, and other foodstuff that we think go to the average Ghanaian bowl on daily basis. So if somebody says that we are putting our money wrongly or somewhere, I really don't get it, because we have said it time and time again that what we are doing is only as a ministry is to facilitate the trading for these people who ordinarily may have used market women or market middlemen somewhere along the line. This time around, we want to do a linear market straight from the farm to the ministry, and then the ministry will use the institutions to market it for them. So that's exactly what we are doing.
And there's the question as to whether or not you're intentionally killing the market of petty traders. This is where they make a lot of money. So if you're directly connecting to the market, then you are running many out of jobs.
So, my brother, take plantain, for instance. Few weeks ago, there were so many calls from plantain farmers in Sefi and Agogo that they were not getting buyers. Why are we also not looking at that end too? Because farmers are now guaranteed immediate market. So you call them that we need 2 tracts of plantain. The farmer goes straight to the farm, harvests the plantain, and the next day it comes to Accra. Are we not also benefiting the farmers? Why are we not talking about that? Why is everybody talking about the middleman? Why is everybody focusing on the market woman? What about the farmer who is now guaranteed a straight market from the farm? We have been speaking to them. We are not just doing this in a vacuum, because we know that right now, if you go to Agogo right now, the farmer is currently in his farm he or she is guaranteed that her plantain or his plantain will not be rotten, because the ministry has asked suppliers to supply straight to Accra. Why are we not looking at that? Plantain is a perishable food. So if that food stays on the farm for a long time, the farmer loses revenue. So let us also look at that we are also guaranteeing ready market for the farmers, and also making sure that some few Ghanaians who also have access to this food are going for it at a relatively cheaper price. So there are end benefits. Okay, from the farm gate, the farmer is guaranteed ready market. When it comes to town, we also have the ordinary Ghanaian also going for it at a cheaper price. Who loses? We all benefit.
Dr. Nyaba, it goes hand in hand, isn't it? The fact that you're looking at also feeding the markets and not necessarily running people out of business. Dr. Nyaba. It appears we've lost Dr. Charles Nyaba there. But Issa Al-Hassan, let me wrap up with you. So what's the way forward, and what's your target by the end of this month?
Yeah, so today we were at Obrasport. Tomorrow we are still taking yam, rice, maize, and other deliveries. We want to, as much as possible, extend this to other regions. In fact, plans are far afoot that by next week we should be at Jubilee Park in Kumasi trading. So we have targeted, based on the Ghana Statistical Services report, you see that certain regions are experiencing inflation more than others. So we'll be looking at those 4 regions: Greater Accra, Ashanti region, Eastern, and then Western region, Takoradi, and look at it with those 4 regions and then we'll look at next time, we'll look at extending it to other regions. So we will do this as long as the foods are available. And we are promising Ghanaians that come this Christmas, like we keep on saying, we're going to have a lot of affordable foodstuff to enjoy with our family.
Grateful for your time. Issa Al-Hassan Ridwan, Press Secretary to the Minister for Agriculture. You're still watching the Pulse on the JoyNews channel. When we get back, we'll assess the claims by labour unions who are asking for some 60% pay rise. We'll deal with that shortly.